1700 or late 18th century. So what happened? A king was about to build his new palace. Okay. There is no example for man who turned mountain into forest to get availability. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what I was telling, yes. So what happened? This king of Jodhpur, some dynasty in Jodhpur, he was trying to build a new palace for himself, and for that he decided to cut large number of trees. So what the people did, they took the king out of his palace, जो existing palace था. They took the king out of the palace and beheaded him. They killed the king to prevent the deforestation, to prevent the cutting of forest. Okay, so though a violent example, but you can see, yes, how much we valued this, our environment, our ecosystem, and it has been since very old. You can say from centuries. We are well aware of the significance of environment, right? From centuries. And I told you in the background that we had that Aranyakas, right? Aranyakas in Vedas. Then you will read that ancient history, or if you have read it, you will find that Aranyakas is a part of Vedas, okay, Vedic text. So I think it's 4 now, okay. So now we should start, okay. So yes, Sundarlal Bahuguna, yes. Sundarlal Bahuguna Aman, you are right. Ashok planting trees inside of road. Yes, there are many government initiative as well now, like Haryali movement in Uttar Pradesh, or some green corridor move. There is there. Okay, now we have a lot many movements. Okay, there are kind of sacred groves in Kerala where people worship those trees, right? So they are sacred to them. So do not. So the government has also protected them as reserve areas and are not allowed to be cut. Okay, and several zones have been declared, like ecologically sensitive areas have been declared in those sacred groups, right? Surya, good evening, Surya. So welcome to all. Welcome to all again. And now we are going to start the topic, types of ecosystem. So a brief, or you can say a glimpse of it, of this topic I gave you earlier, and this was the chart. Okay, this was the chart which I told you that natural ecosystem can be divided into aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem, right? So ecosystem can be divided into natural ecosystem or it can be artificial ecosystem. Okay, artificial ecosystem. What is artificial ecosystem? Yes, Preetham, do you want to answer? Man-made. Yes, Dishant, can you give an example of man-made ecosystem? Or anyone else?
Sir, the sorry.
Monkey school.
Uh,
Uttam, it is a yes, Dishant, wait a minute. Uttam, if school is an ecosystem, it is a kind of social ecosystem, right?
So Arizona in USC.
Arizona, that's biosphere, right? Sakshi, that's biosphere.
Yes.
sir, we
Yes,
keep
Dishant.
aquatic animals in our home, sir. उसको क्या बोलते हैं?
Yeah.
Aquarium,
That
sorry.
aquarium. Okay.
Yes.
Even a farmland, an agricultural field is an artificial ecosystem because we are growing the food there. Okay. It is because of we created that field. Right. So a farmland is very much an example of artificial ecosystem. Okay. Then here we are talking, going to talk about the natural. Yes, zoo is not an artificial ecosystem. It is kind of, yes, it can be. Okay, Uttam, it can be, because yes, the animals are in captive. Okay, animals are in captive. So yes, it is an artificial ecosystem. The other that biosphere reserves and those national parks, they are natural ecosystem. Okay. So now we should start with this terrestrial first. Okay. So what we are going to talk about is the forest thing first. So the definition for terrestrial ecosystem is the ecosystem or the communities living on land. Okay. What is ecosystem? Anyone? What is ecosystem? Chumpi, can you please give us some insight in ecosystem? A bit of information on what ecosystem is. Navya. Navya, Chumpi, Surya, can you please explain the ecosystem? I'm not getting any answer. Why? Yes, Joseph.
Organisms and non-organism methods and their environment.
Okay. Common self-sustained structure and functional unit of biosphere, not biosphere, of environment. To be correct, it is of environment. Okay. Even biosphere can do, but now ecosystem is a health. If organism can, yes, now you are correct, but the definition is okay. Yes, everyone, it is a self-sustaining structure and functional unit. Okay. The main thing I wanted to talk about is it is having components of biotic and abiotic, right? And the interaction among them forms the ecosystem, the self-sustaining functional unit, right? The interaction between these biotic, yes, Disha, you are right. Between these abiotic and yes, Harsh, you are also right. So the interaction between these two forms an ecosystem. So when we are talking about terrestrial ecosystem, we are talking about the biota living on Earth, right, on land. The piece of land which can be a continent or an island, right? So the piece of on piece of land, the biota living and interacting with their abiotic environment, right? They are interacting with their elements in their surrounding, non-living elements in their surrounding. Such ecosystem are terrestrial ecosystem. Okay, and they can be divided into forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, and desert ecosystem. Okay, we are going with simple definition for simple classification: forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, and desert ecosystem, right? So on what factors this differentiation depends. Okay, if we are classifying, then this classification, though it depends on various other factors like the topography. Okay, topography plays a role. Then there is a role of that light. Okay, light duration of light available, right? Then there is a role of nutrients available at a place. Okay, these are factors, but the major factor is climatic factor, right? In terrestrial ecosystem, the most important factor is the climatic factor. And even if we talk in climate, it is temperature and precipitation which determines the vegetation of a place. Okay, it is temperature and vegetation which are the most important factor to determine the vegetation of a place, right? To determine the vegetation of a place. There in climate, if you read in geography, okay, if you people take optional, then you will come across the theories of climatic interaction. So in those theories, what we see, there are several models. Okay, even if not you, if geography is not an option of yours, you will come across several models in climate. Okay, like this Koeppen model. You will definitely hear this name. Okay, not now, but maybe later. Okay, so this Koeppen climatic classification is based on the principle of this temperature and precipitation only. Okay, he was the first to classify the vegetation of a place based on the temperature and precipitation of that place, and this led to his classification of 5 zones: A, B, C, D, E. These kind of zones were classified by him. These are climates. Okay, A is for hot and humid climate, B is for desert. Okay, C is for I think subtropical climate, D is for polar taiga type temperate, and E is for polar and frozen. So that's not important for you. I'm just trying to tell that vegetation of a place is determined by the factors of temperature and precipitation. That is, the climate is the most important factor, right? So I think now we should write the definition of this terrestrial ecosystem and move ahead. So write simply the definition as ecosystem, the community, the organisms. You can write the organisms living on land. The organisms living on land. The organism living on land and interacting with their abiotic or interacting with their abiotic surroundings forms the terrestrial ecosystem. Organisms living on land, you can write like this, living on land, either continent or island, in bracket, continent or island. Okay, so organism living on land interacting with their abiotic surroundings forms terrestrial ecosystem. Right, done. Now you can write the type of this type of terrestrial ecosystem like this 1, 2, 3, and the most important factors temperature and precipitation. Okay, then we can move ahead, right? So the first such terrestrial ecosystem we are going to talk about is forest. Okay. So has everyone completed the previous page? Done. All. Okay, Soumya, Arya, Uttam, Sakshi, Manju, Sharda. Sharda is not here, okay. Oh yes, Sharda is here. Sharda, have you done? Chumpi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will start with the forest ecosystem, right? So now give me an idea of forest. What you know about forest, right? So please give me some idea of forest. What is forest? मतलब आप क्या जानते हैं जंगल आपने क्या सीखा क्या देखा आज तक you might have been studying for last 13 to 14 years approximately. Okay, so what have you read about forest? What is your idea of forest?
Sir, a large area containing varied species of wildlife, fauna, and
Both
sorry,
fauna
flora
and
and
flora.
fauna.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
both fauna and flora. Yes, yes.
And water, like ponds and all that.
Okay, Vishal. What about others? Manju, can you give some? Manju, you can speak.
Yes, sir.
Can you give some idea of this forest? Your idea of forest?
A group of trees on a large land.
Okay. So isn't that plantation and forest same with your opinion?
Also, forests are the plants which grow by itself, and plantation which we use to grow.
Okay, then forestation is something about plantation.
Afforestation is something like
Because we are going the plant there, right? So by your definition, if we go, it is plantation.
no, sir. Plantation is for our use. Trees which we grow for our use, and forests are normally
A
for
natural
increasing
ecosystem.
the
A
green part or carbon sink.
uh, okay, I think plantation also can do the same work. If I'm
But that,
correct.
yeah, it can do the same work, but plantation have some other benefits also, just like
Okay, Manju.
commercial purpose.
Okay, thank you. Even the forest have commercial purposes. They are forest-based industries, right?
Right,
Like
sir.
lark industry, okay, wood logging, the lumbering industry. I told you about lumbering, right?
Yes, sir.
It has been a big industry in this northern areas of the world, especially in those taiga areas, right?
But plantation maybe have same type of trees which we grow, but a forest have all the types of
Okay,
grasses,
Manju. Okay.
trees.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Then somebody else, please give your ideas. Disha, there are various type of
Uh,
forests. Yes, Joseph.
Forest can
Yes.
be considered as a place where trees are grown, animal used to settle, and there is interactions between living and non-living organisms.
Okay. Is it like you are reading?
No,
Please.
it's I'm fluent in English actually.
Okay. It's okay. Okay, I got it. Aman, yes, I got your answer. I am waiting for others to answer as well. I think there's no answer from
Sir,
Chumpi,
uh,
Lakshmi.
sir,
Yes, Navrin, yes.
sir, this forest is the just now sir mentioned all those things excluding the plantation, sir. Excluding the
Okay.
plantation, whatever mentioned, this is the forest, sir, in my opinion.
Okay. Navya, are you there, Navya? ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैं टाइम खराब कर रहा हूँ प्लीज इट शुड बी लाइक यू पीपल आर इंटरेक्टिंग विद मी राइट should not be the waste of time. Navya, Aditi, if you can please.
Sir, I actually got disconnected for some time, so I don't know the question.
The question is your idea of forest. What you know about forest, what you can tell about forest. Aditi.
Forest consists of all kind of animals and plants with diversity.
Animal, plant, diversity. Okay, it is better if you people define a forest as an ecosystem. Okay. An ecosystem rich in biodiversity with fauna and flora interacting with their surrounding. Right. It is a complex ecosystem with large number of trees, both fauna and flora, rich in species and interacting with their environment or surrounding, right? So you people are correct. Okay, in your own way, you are correct. But to be specific, we have to distinguish between the plantation, the forest, okay, a simple grassland, okay. So the government of India, it gives the definition of forest, okay. There's FSI, Forest Survey of India. Okay, it is a body which works under MOEF. Okay, so I told you MOEF, it is my short form for Ministry of Environment and Forest, right? So this Forest Survey of India, they give the definition for forest as any area which is more than 1 hectare. Okay, 1 hectare, which is greater than 1 hectare in size. Okay, greater than 1 hectare in size and has greater than 10% of tree canopy, right? That is, the more than 10% of this 1 hectare should be covered by 10% of the tree canopy. More than 10% of this 1 hectare or more should be covered by tree canopy. So such area can be called as forest. Okay, such area can be called as forest. Right. So you can write both these conditions if you want. And then you can write simple definition of forest, that it is a complex ecosystem. Forest is a complex ecosystem comprising of group or stands of trees. Forest is a complex ecosystem comprising of groups or stands of trees animals and microorganisms interacting with their abiotic surroundings. Groups or stands of trees, animals and microorganisms interacting with their or interacting and functioning with their abiotic surroundings. Right. So I told you that distribution of forest depends upon factors like this. Okay, soil. If soil can provide enough of nutrients, okay, so there will be larger growth of trees, dense forest could be found. Then topography is a factor. What is topography? Topography क्या होता है?
The location.
Uneven land.
Okay.
So
Anyone
land
else?
distribution.
Okay. Anyone else? What is topography? Artificial physical area.
Characteristic of area.
Yes, Animesh?
The physical characteristics of an area or a land.
Yes, Animesh, you are correct. It is about, yes, Soumya, you are also correct. Shape, structure, and features of land. Okay, yes, that's good. And it is determined by the aspects, features like slope of land, right? Like aspect of land, okay? How much steep is the slope? Okay, what is the aspect? Aspect means on which side we are the slope, right? If sunlight is falling on the northern slope in Himalayas, the sunlight is falling on the southern slope. Okay, so the northern slopes are having lower temperatures than the southern slopes, right? The sunlight directly falls on southern slope of Himalayas. So this aspect also matters. Then slope matters. Okay, then slope matters. If it is a very steep slope like this, so it would be very difficult for the trees or vegetation to grow. Okay, the layer of soil would be very thin. Okay, so these kind of features determine the topography. Then biota, how the biota affects what kind of living organisms are there, right? I told you if there are organisms like lichens present, or those which can generate organic acids or can make soil more fertile, would favor the growth of forest, while those who do overgrazing, burrowing of land. What is burrowing of land? Burrowing, it is like digging of land by animals, right? So like you might have seen the dogs are doing this. So this overgrazing and burrowing, if animals are doing this, it increases the rate of soil erosion, which lead to degradation of forest. Okay, then climate, which is the most important factor. Okay, climate is the most important factor in distribution of forest. How climate is the important factor? Because if we have enough rainfall, enough precipitation, then only forest can grow. Okay, if the temperature conditions are optimum, otherwise what would happen? Like we have seen, I told you that this savanna area, which is grassland now, is believed how it formed, how this grassland was formed. There is an opinion that due to high temperature, forest fires were high in these areas, which led to conversion of forest into grassland, right? So yes, climate, precipitation and temperature has important role to play. Okay, so now the next question is, what are the services provided by forest ecosystem? What are the benefits of having forest? Now you will tell me, I'm not going to tell this. Oxygen, and you can say CO2 sink. Okay, then rain. Okay, evapotranspiration and rain is a climatic factor. Okay, so you can say good climate or better climatic condition. Then supply of wood. Okay, we can simply write it like this, Harsh. Forest-based industries, okay, which will cover most of these topics, okay, like supply of wood, timber. Then there is non-timber forest produce as well, right? So these non-timber forest produce are considered as minor minerals, and the tribals living in forest, they are allowed to collect them. Okay, so forest-based industries, right? Forest-based industries. Then the sources like timber, and there are a lot of resources like gums, oils. Then there is tendu leaves. Okay, tendu leaves have a very wide industry. Okay, yes, animal habitat or biodiversity and habitat. Okay, biodiversity and habitat. Yes. Then there is forest tourism like jungle safari. Okay. Please write these benefits or advantages of forest. Then yes, air pollution control. That's, I think, I've covered in this part. O2, CO2 sink. Yes, air purification. I think I'm covering as a whole. Okay. Then yes, rubber is a kind of resource. Okay, natural resources, basic fertility facilities for survival, different types of species discovered. Yes, industrial area. Okay, anything else? Okay, only few people are answering. I think where others, I got no answer from Navya. Okay, I got no answer from, yes, prevent soil erosion. Yes, Navya, very good answer. Prevents soil erosion. Okay, please write the full form. Prevent soil erosion. Then what else? Joseph, Sharda, Surya.
Yes, sir.
At least add your point. So I think that's it. Okay. Soil conservation, resources, air purification. Okay. Okay, then I think that's enough. You people, okay, please write this. Write these points. Okay. I'm not gonna dictate. Please cite these benefits yourself. Okay. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Yes, Lakshmi, economic and social benefits. Yes, housing. The tribal communities are living in forest. Okay. The tribal communities have been living in forest for years. The concept of animism, right? Animism, where people worship forest, these plants and animals, has been a part of Indian culture. Yes, cultural significance. Sada, you are absolutely correct. Okay, so this animism has been the part of Indian culture, right? So the tribals are still worshipping. Even we people worship those trees of people, or you know, other trees, even like Tulsi tree is also worshipped by us. Okay, so the cultural significance, yes, Shada. Even the tribals in Andaman Nicobar, they are still living in very pristine form. Okay, like you might have heard about the name of Jaravas or Sentinelese. A recent killing of a American tourist was there in Nicobar Island, right? Because he went there to what I heard in news was he went there to convert those people into Christianity. Yes, sacred significance. Yes, Aditi. So now we are moving ahead. Okay. So there are some ecosystem services that we get like biodiversity, carbon sink, watershed services, then soil conservation, recreational and cultural values, soil and economic benefits, and high conservation value. Right. Now we are going to discuss the major forest types of the world. Okay. So first such type is tropical forest. Okay. So we will be covering this whole topic in brief. Okay. We are not going into comprehensive details because that would widen the subject. Okay. You will move from environment to forestry otherwise. Okay. So the tropical forest, which is located in the tropical zone of Earth. Okay, this is Amazonian forest. Then here we have forest in Africa. Okay, Ghana or countries like these Ivory Coast or on the western borders of Africa, right? This Caire. Okay, so here we have Zaire, the Congo basin, near the Congo basin. Then the tropical forests are also found in this Indonesian region. So the region which is near equator, right, has tropical forest. Then when we move beyond this 23.5 degree range in both north and south, then the forest in this green is about temperate forest. And they are mostly found in the northern zone because northern zone has vast areas of land. So the continental climate, the climate which has severes of hot and cold conditions, is found in northern zones. So these temperate forests are well distributed in the northern hemisphere, though very little in southern hemisphere, like in this South America, and here we have a bit in Australia as well, Australia and New Zealand, right? Then third one is boreal or north coniferous forest. Okay, so these are north coniferous forests, or they are called so because they have this conical form, right? You might have seen that tree in Christmas. So the culture is from that northern countries, the temperate countries, and these trees have this conical kind of arrangement or leaves because this boreal, okay, this dark green range is the boreal or coniferous range, also called taiga region. Okay, taiga region. Okay, beyond this taiga we have tundra. So tundra is extremely cold or polar region. This is tundra. So this one is called taiga or boreal. Okay, boreal forest. Okay. So, sir, what is the difference between coniferous and temperate? Shada, these boreal forests actually they are located on the edge of polar climate, right? They are on the edge of polar climate. While the temperate forests, they are mostly located in this 30 to 60 degree domain. Okay. So you cannot say that there is a much difference. Okay. Yes, the climatic conditions make differences because as we move towards north, the colder conditions prevail. Okay. So these taiga or boreal forests, they are mainly found. So are coniferous forests, Arctic forests. There's no such thing like Arctic forest, Shada, because Arctic is located on this pole. Okay, this pole, and this polar region has sub-zero temperatures. Okay. Mostly the maximum temperature you will see is -10 or -8 in this polar region. So you have very little vegetation of these grasses, alpine vegetation, right? Subalpine and alpine vegetation. Several thorny grasses are found only. But these are proper forest. These boreal forests are proper forest. Okay, they are very extensive, and we have the best lumbering industry is found in these boreal forests, especially in Canada, Russia, and USA, Alaska, right? And the temperature is the basic factor that differentiates the temperate forest and boreal forest. Okay, temperature and precipitation condition. Yeah, those differences you will better read in that geography portion, right? Then this boreal forest, they are this conical shape because most of these are located in this northern zone where we have snowfall. Okay, so these trees can shed the snow easily on these slopy patterns. Okay, when these slopy kind of configuration is formed, it is easy for them to shed the snow. So they are called coniferous forests because of their conical shape, right? They will also have that conical shaped leaves as well. So I think we have classified them now. Now we should start with this tropical forest, right? So first we are going to study the tropical forest. So the tropical forest, I explained this well that sorry for the map. Okay, if this is the map, right? If this is the world map, right? So what we see that this is the equator, and sorry, India equator यहाँ से pass होता है. Okay, so what we see that this is a 0-degree line, and we have 10-degree line here and 10-degree line here. This is 10-degree north. Okay, 10-degree north, and this is 10 degrees south. Okay, so this zone is called equatorial zone. Equatorial zone, from 10-degree north to 10-degree south. Okay, so this zone, I told you about everyday rainfall concept here. Okay, because of direct, Earth is like this. Earth is tilted. When you study in geography, you will find that Earth is tilted. If this is the sorry. So if this is the axis of Earth, sorry, if this is the vertical axis, then the axis of Earth is tilted like this, by 23.5 degrees. This angle is 23.5 degrees. So this angle is very much important for seasonal variations on Earth. If we have sun here, so what will happen? Sunlight will fall directly on equator throughout the year. Okay, it will be directly on equator throughout the year. But on this northern hemisphere and on this southern hemisphere, this direct sunlight phenomena would not be seen throughout the year. Okay, you might have heard about the equinox. Okay, so the concept here is that in this region we have direct sunlight daily. Okay, and this region is full of this water surrounding water as well. Okay, so what happens? And yes, trees are also tropical rainforests are located in this zone. So there is better evapotranspiration. So daily there is rise of water, the cloud formation, and there is daily precipitation called 4 o'clock rainfall in this equatorial zone. It is a low pressure zone, so the air rises. In low pressure, air rises. So this rise of air causes daily rainfall, and this daily rainfall is the reason for widespread biodiversity in equatorial region. Okay, so these tropical rainforests, they are having highest, you can say largest biodiversity. Okay, they are rich, they are very much rich in biodiversity, having highest biodiversity on terrestrial ecosystem. Wide variety of plants and animals. Okay, so let me come to this. So now you can write like this in forest. Give the first heading like this: tropical forest. Then start with this A. Then tropical rainforest. Okay. Then start writing the features or the characteristics of these forests. Right. Here you can give this characteristics of these forests. And please do not ask to dictate these things. Okay. Because यहाँ से आप from here you can see that only few lines of features. Okay, like this, only few features you have to write in front of them. Like this, they are located in the most the thing we are going to look at is their location on the world map. Okay, where they are found. Okay, where they are found, and the condition of precipitation and temperature, the climatic condition, and at last examples like what kind of biodiversity is found. Okay, so are we clear till here? Navya, Manju,
Yes,
Lakshmi, Joseph, Harsh. Are we clear? Okay, then we'll come to this tropical rainforest. So they are known for, I told you about that concept of NPP and GPP, right? What was that concept? Is it NPP? NNP, I think. NNP and GNP. Net. Okay. What was that concept? Yes. So yes, Arpit. So what was these NPP and GPP? What was this NPP and GPP? Yes, gross primary production is the total energy production by the producers. Yes, Soumya. Yes, Arpit. You both are correct. Okay. So this productivity, the concept of productivity, I told you that this productivity is highest in several ecosystems. Okay, so tropical rainforest is one such ecosystem having one of the highest productivity because they have very high number of producers. They have very high number of producers. Yes, you are all correct. Okay, so the productivity is very high in tropical rainforest. Okay, because of they are having very rich biodiversity, very rich floral biodiversity, right? And I also gave several concepts of competition, like trees fighting for that sunlight, right? Big trees and small trees. So this competition is very severe in tropical rainforest because in 1 hectare of area you can find trees of more than 100 or more than 200 species. Okay, so this large scale variation of species, on the one hand it is beneficial that we have so many species, okay, so rich biodiversity, but on the other hand this prevents development of lumbering industry. How? Prevents lumbering development of lumbering industry because of variation in species. So some trees are hardwood but others are not. So cutting them and bringing them out of forest is not economic. Okay, it is not cost effective. So this wood cutting industry has not developed in this tropical region despite having a large number of trees. Okay, per unit area. Despite there are more number of trees per unit area, high richness of species has hindered the development of this lumbering industry, right? And yes, I was talking about this plants. So we can find that they are small trees. So they are what they do. They mostly such plants they take form of epiphytes. So they will come around these existing trees and reach the top to get exposure to sunlight. Right. Then they are very long trees. Very the trees with very long the shoot. Okay, having very long pole, and with such long pole they need roots, strong roots, so they develop buttress roots. What are buttress roots? Buttress roots are roots like this. Okay, if this is the ground, this is kind of roots are developed. These are kind of buttress roots. We call them buttress roots. These kind of roots are developed so that tree can go up to larger heights and gain access to sunlight. So there's a yes, Animesh.
So the buttress roots, are they outside the ground, like for some?
Yes. They are the outside the ground. I've told you that this is the ground and they are like this.
Okay, sir.
They are here and then they enter the ground. Okay, a part is there outside the ground, then they enter the ground. Yes, someone over the land roots. Yes. So now I think we should simply write what the tropical rainforest is. So you can write in front of this heading of tropical rainforest that these are found in low latitudes of 10 degree to north to 10 degrees south in equatorial and tropical zones. Okay, in equatorial and tropical zones. So equatorial zone is about 5 degree north to 5 degrees south. Okay, then beyond that it is a part of tropical zone. And they have warm and humid climate. This also I explained. Okay, Because of direct sunlight, they are warm, and because of daily rain, they are humid, right? So the conditions of these kind of forest is very much prone to diseases like malaria, okay? Because humid conditions are very much suitable for the development of these insects, right? They are suitable for the development of these kind of vector-borne diseases. So you might have heard that malaria is very much prevalent in South America, in the forest of Amazon, and in Africa, right? What is the this medicine for malaria? What was the first medicine discovered for malaria? Not simple. I think you might have HLC, hydroxychloroquine. Okay. So the answer is it is from that a tree. Okay, I think this name was cinchona. Okay, so this tree was also found in those Amazon forests. The name was from, I think, okay. So this cinchona is used for the malaria, and it is widely this malaria or such vector-borne diseases like CC fly or these kind of vector-borne diseases are widely prevalent in Africa. And there is also problem of fast growth. And this fast growth, what this fast growth does in Africa, there was proposal for development of a rail route from Egypt to South Africa, right? Here we have Egypt and here we have South Africa. So there was a proposal for development of this long railway route, and even other corridors of road and pipeline as well. But the major problem was coming in this zone. So when they cleared this zone for construction of road, soon they found that there was growth of vegetation at very large scale and at very fast rate. So this was a major hinder for development of this project. Okay, though I think there is one such route, but it is still in suffering from this kind of problem. Okay. Then we have this abundant rainfall, more than 180 centimeters of rainfall. Then regions found on Earth, in which region on world map, we can found these tropical rainforests in Amazon lowland, then central lowlands of Africa, okay, the Zaire and Congo basin, the Amazon basin, okay, Amazon basin and Orinoco basin in South America, then Africa, then a belt of Sumatra, Indonesia to the islands of Western Pacific. The Western Pacific island like Samoa, okay. So this is going like this, okay. We have Indonesia, islands of Indonesia here. Then we have Pacific Papua New Guinea. Then we have islands of Samoa and several other islands are there like Micronesia and Macronesia. These are called Western Pacific Islands. So here we find this tropical rainforest, okay, and they are richest of all terrestrial ecosystem. Okay. Any question from this tropical rainforest? And they are evergreen, okay, there is no shedding of leaf. These tropical rainforests are mostly evergreen. Evergreen, what is evergreen, or what is the difference between these evergreen forests and non-evergreen?
So evergreen mean throughout the year they have leaves and all that.
Yes, you are right, Shang. The trees which do not shed their leaf, or that is they hold the tree, they hold their leaf throughout the year, are called evergreen trees. While trees which shed their leaves at least once a year, okay, which shed their leaves at least once a year, are non-evergreen, okay, which includes deciduous forest, monsoon forest, okay. So tropical deciduous forest, okay, we are now starting with this tropical deciduous forest. So as I told you, this tropical deciduous forest, okay. So the deciduous forests are those which are not evergreen. That means they shed their leaves at least once a year. they shed their leaf at least once a year. Okay, there can be further classification, like they can be moist, tropical, dry tropical, or monsoon type. Okay, these monsoon type forests are found in India. Okay, we have this AMW kind of climate. Okay, so A is for M is for monsoon and W is for winter dry. So this is a classification type from Koeppen. Okay, I told you na, Koeppen gave the classification of climate. So these kind of India has this. Most of India has this form of climate, AMW. A is for having rainfall, M is for monsoon by monsoonal way, and W is for winter dry. So India receives most of its rainfall, 80% of its rainfall in 3 to 4 months of monsoon, right? 3 to 4 months of monsoon. Yes. Yes, Joseph. Okay. So, Joseph, do you want to ask something?
No.
So please shut your mic. Please mute your mic. Sorry. Okay. Arya, yes, Arya.
What stands for an AMW?
AMW. So, it's just for information. Don't worry about this. This A is for rainfall type of climate. The climate that is having rainfall. Okay, adequate amount of rainfall. Then M is for monsoon and W is for winter dry. You won't deal with it unless you are having geography optional. Okay. It is only for the information, nothing else, right? So now this about tropical deciduous forests. They are mostly found in hot lowlands outside the equatorial zone, right? So earlier we were having 0 to 10 degree north-south tropical rainforest. Now from 10 to 30 degree latitude, both north and south. Okay. Joseph, please mute your mic. Okay, Arya, you are going for geography option. Okay, that's good. Okay, for any kind of help, you can come to me. Okay. So hot lowlands outside the equatorial zone from 10 degree to 30 degree north-south is the reason of these tropical deciduous forests. Okay, these tropical deciduous forests. The areas having lesser rainfall are tropical dry deciduous forest. Having the areas having more rainfall are tropical moist evergreen forest. Okay, where there is more than 150 centimeter of rainfall. Where we are having more than 150 centimeter. Joseph, please mute your mic.
Oh, so sorry for interruption, sir. I have a connection problem.
Okay, so areas having more than 150 centimeter comes under these moist deciduous, and those having less than 150 centimeter, 100 to 150, are dry deciduous. Even less, it can be 75 to 150 centimeter, right? Then monsoon, India's average rainfall is 118 centimeter. Okay, as per IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, right? Indian Meteorological Department. So we are having around 118 centimeters. So most of our forests are of tropical deciduous type, tropical moist deciduous type, right? If this is map of India. Okay, so a line called Tropic of Cancer divides India into two. So this is subtropical zone and this is tropical zone, right? This is subtropical zone and this is tropical zone. So here what we find mostly the tropical deciduous and evergreen forest, and here a bit of montane type forest or temperate forest or subtropical forests are found. Okay. So here rainfall is more of seasonal nature, then dry season is more pronounced. Okay. Here we had daily rainfall in tropical rainforest, but in tropical deciduous we have a particular season with no rainfall. Okay. So a dry season is pronounced in this region, right? So it's, especially in dry tropical forest. Then in monsoon type of forest is found in countries like in southern Asia, like India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Then in regions of Myanmar, Thailand, Cambodia, Central Asia. So this is the reason, right? This is the reason. The South Asia and Southeast Asia. This is the reason. where we find this kind of even some regions of South America also have this kind of climate, right? This region of South America, near Amazon forest, okay, on the outskirts of Amazon forest, okay, bordering the equatorial rainforest. Biodiversity, though it is high, but lesser than the tropical rainforest. Okay, biodiversity is high, but it is lesser than the tropical rainforest.
Sir, sir, what was the
Yes.
number that you told, like more than this range?
That's not much important. Okay, Animesh, I will tell you, but that's not much important. The number is just for information. 150 centimeter, right? Less than 150 centimeter, or you can say 75 to 150 centimeters, the region zone of this. Sorry. Okay, is the zone of this tropical deciduous forest, dry deciduous forest. And the region having more than 150 centimeter rainfall is the region of this tropical moist deciduous forest. Okay, the region of this near the western Ghats of India, and then near in northeast part, this tropical moist deciduous forest. Okay, tropical evergreen forest and tropical moist deciduous forests are found in these two regions and in Andaman Nicobar Island. Okay, because these are areas of high rainfall in India. A line like this is okay. ISO. Do you know that what is ISO height? ISO height. Okay. Anyone? Palak, are you there? And who is going for geography option? Arya. Any idea, Arya? Joseph, please mute your mic. Just creating some disturbance. Okay, so ISO height is the line joining the place with equal rainfall, right? We measure the rainfall, okay? We measure the rainfall in centimeters, okay? Height. In a particular area, what amount of height, what height, up to what height this area is filled by water from rainfall in given time. This is the way of measurement of rainfall, okay? And rain gauge is the element, right? Rain gauge is the equipment used for measuring rainfall. So this measurement, suppose we are talking about 100 centimeter rainfall. So all those regions having 100 centimeter rainfall, if we join them by a line, it is called ISO height, right? It is called ISO height. You might have heard about isobaric. That is region having same pressure. Then isothermal, having same temperature. So ISO height is for having same rainfall. Okay. Clear? Uttam. ISO means yes. ISO means similar. Yes, Dishan.
Yes, sir.
Uttam,
Yes,
clear
sir.
hai na sab?
Yes, sir. Clear है.
Okay, so we were talking about what we were talking about, this 150 centimeter. So I was giving you this idea of 100 centimeter ISO height line, which passes through India like this and divides India into a rain rich region and a rain deficit region. Okay, this ISO height of 100 centimeter through India passes like this. Okay, so rest I think we should do tomorrow. Tomorrow we will start with this subtropical evergreen forest. And till now, any problem, any issue, any doubt? Anyone?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, then I'm on class tomorrow. Oh, okay, it will be on Monday. I forgot. So what should be the homework of you people? Rakhi and a Monday. Whether it is Rakhi or anything, if you are in UPSC, you have to study. Okay, Aman. At least for 1 year, भूल जाओ कि त्योहार होते हैं. Forget it first. Forget every festival. No Harsh, it will be on Monday. Unless Jatin sir will confirm you if any such information is there. But what I know is it will be on Monday. Okay, then thank you. Okay, thank you for the day.
Thank you, sir.